not used to seeing this out of Sean. Dean Parker has nowhere to go. Trapped in those fists from Carly Brown. Missing neither of that boo.
That's the game plan. That's how you follow it.
That's the game plan. That is how you follow it. That's right. That is how you follow it.
This is just a determined infantry team right now.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that was good. That was pretty. What up, guys? About to get this show started.
They want to show why they deserve to be there. And the infantry, you know,
funny they always do the replay immediately after.
They've always had something, but now
let's go.
I think it could be very dangerous now. My goodness.
Hope everybody's having a good Thursday. Once again, right about to get this bad boy started. Talking about November 7th, Ring of Honor. Oh, shit.
He's perfect in his picks.
Ooh, that was pretty. This whole last segment was pretty.
Up and over. Tom.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not just smart, they heal Mars. They're not just smart, they heal Mars. They're not just smart, they heal Mars. They're not just smart, they heal Mars.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans and friends, I am back once again. I am the custodian of charisma, the ophthalmologist of optimism. I am one half of the Heel Marks. I am Brady of the Heel Marks, right here with you guys for another edition of Mark of Honor, November 7th edition. Ring of Honor just finished. Just under 2 hour show. They did give us another throwback Ring of Honor match. I don't really know why. I mean, I felt like they gave us a lot of matches, a lot of show, plenty of storytelling. I don't know if maybe they just feel obligated to get it to a certain time now. Spoke a few weeks ago about Tony and Ring of Honor being rumored of Tony's trying to get a Ring of Honor TV deal. I don't know if maybe I don't know shit about negotiating a TV deal, but I assume maybe parts of that entails, hey, how long's the show going to be? Like, you know, can you give us 60 minutes? Can you give us 45? Can you give us an hour, 32 hours, whatever? So if they're trying to get like a 2 hour deal for Ring of Honor, maybe they need to start getting the show to 2 hours as soon as like that. I can't imagine using highlights of old shows is the best way to do that. But either way, as always, guys, please be as active in the chat room as you can. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk with you. I want to hear what you guys thought about the show that we all just watched, Ring of Honor, this week. I did actually think this was one of Ring of Honor's better episodes. It did certainly have some matches that didn't really mean too much, but at the same time, they were highlighting certain talents that are becoming Ring of Honor staples. So in that way, they did in fact mean something. We got a lot of different stories progressed throughout the show. We got multiple segments dedicated to the same story, which isn't always a regular occurrence on Ring of Honor TV. That does not always happen. So the fact that we did get that this week, we did get a return, we did get promos, we did get attacks. Like we got everything we want from a weekly wrestling program. We got that tonight in Ring of Honor. Like I said, not everything. You know, let's talk about one thing that doesn't really get me, and we'll just start off that Spanish Announce Project. They had a match. This is a team, once again, this is a match where obviously the goal, highlight the Spanish Announce Project. These guys have been with Ring of Honor for a while. They're consistent. They're on TV almost every week. So it does kind of make sense to keep them strong. My main gripe is just the fact that it never feels like it gets us anywhere. And it doesn't feel like there's a point. It doesn't really feel like Ring of Honor takes this team seriously. Point being, we rarely ever see them beat teams unlike the men they face tonight. And by that, I mean enhancement talent. By the way, shout out to Sean Donovan and LSG. I like both of them, and I love when LSG shows up. I like the fact that when they started this match, we got a little LSG chant. I like it when those enhancement guys are over with the live crowds because they know their work and stuff like that, especially someone like LSG. So that was great. I'll be honest, I might be done with Spanish Announce Project. And by that, I mean it might be time to split the team up. Only because what do they really do with them? They give them matches like this, make them strong for a week or two, and then eventually we'll put them against a tag team that actually matters to Ring of Honor, to AEW, to whatever, and get steamrolled. Or they'll put them in singles matches with people who really matter and get steamrolled. It's kind of become the status quo for them. And I'm a huge fan of Angelico, especially after Lucha Underground. And Serpentico as well. I think they're both capable of so much more, and they might need to split apart. Granted, I don't always think that tag teams need to split in order to accomplish things on their own. But with these guys, it might just be best. It might be best. One team that I'm very happy is going nowhere is Big Shotty Lee Johnson and Big EJ. Love that Shotty Lee is the one called Big in this tag team, and I'm the one that threw Big for EJ right now. But yeah, I like this tag team a lot, and EJ has it. Like, EJ has the ultimate it factor. And it's not just the fact that he is ginormous, like he's just a huge mammoth of a human being. He's got something about him. Like, there's ultimate star quality to him. And you can tell just by the way he comes out. Not one time has he made an entrance and the crowd doesn't just immediately get live, immediately get loud, immediately pop up for him. Like, it every week it's consistent with him. And Shotty Lee's the one that ROH has been pushing for how long now? How long has Shotty Lee been getting just consistently pushed by Ring of Honor? Better part of the year, if not the entirety of 2024. And yet EJ is getting the louder reactions for doing like less than. You know what I mean? EJ will just kind of look at them and they'll pop up. EJ's got a command of the crowd. EJ really gets it. And I feel like I heard a while ago, EJ said something like he got chances to talk to like The Undertaker and other big guys in the business who've been around and know the intricacies of what to do, why to do it, when to do it. EJ, you can tell by watching, EJ has learned from the best. And he's being the big guy in the ring very strategically, very methodically. It's brilliant, honestly. Like, very, very, very well done by EJ. And I do love the tag team of him and EJ, him and Shotty Lee, and them getting more tag team offense together. I'm ready to hear from these guys, though, because like, these guys are a team that you want the crowd to really love. Like, this is the babyface tag team that's going to come in and the crowd's going to get hype for them. Crowd's going to get live. So we need to get to know these guys. You want to hear from this big guy that just entered the company or returned like a month ago, EJ. You want to hear from Shotty Lee. We heard from Shotty Lee before, like they used to give him promo time. So I think the tag team needs some promo time, especially as you just continue to build them up. Before you have a story, before you have a feud, before you have a heel tag team that are randomly calling them out or attacking them for no real reason, let's have them continue to rack up these wins, but also get some promo time, get some highlights in there. But I really, really, really like this tag team. Sticking with tag teams, let's talk about our tag team champions. One half of them, Sammy Guevara, took on Preston Vance. I'm confused by, or at least I was confused going into this match by what they're doing with Preston Vance. Because once again, going into this match, I'm looking at this on paper. Sammy's not losing this. He's one half of the ROH tag team champions. Preston Vance is not. Preston Vance made his return, I want to say like a month and a half ago. And I loved the highlight reel that they showed and the promo that accompanied it. I loved his story of the fact that up till now, he has kind of failed in AEW. The things he did in the past did not get him where he thought he'd be, where he thinks he should be, where he wants to be. And he is the last talent, the last guy to get the stamp of approval from the late great Brody Lee. And and this is what the promo was about, the fact that he's taking this very seriously and he's going to make Brody proud. So I was just ready for that story. And here's the thing, like in Ring of Honor, given the fact that damn near all of the matches are enhancement matches to an extent, for the most part, only one of those people, not all the matches, but most of them, only one side of the ring is filled with somebody that there's actually being effort into pushing on the Ring of Honor side. So in Ring of Honor, they've got the time where they can give Preston Vance a story, a redemption story. They can do it. They just didn't commit to him after he made his, return. And that was surprising to me. Now, getting into what happened here, they had a great match. They did. And I liked that after the match, we did see of note Sammy, Code of Honor, with Preston, giving him his respect, getting the crowd to give him some love. That makes me hopeful, because the truth is they've kind of had him on the heel side since he made his back. Like, not his first match, he was playing to the crowd, and I loved it. But ever since, haven't really seen them give the crowd too many reasons to get behind him. Like, yes, in this case, he came out the face entrance ramp. He was playing to the crowd, but he's against Sammy Guevara, who is a part of our babyface tag champs. So where's the motivation? You want to get into a duel here? But the fact that it did end with Sammy giving him a bit of the rub, giving him the hand raise, that makes me hopeful that they might commit to Preston a little bit more, because he shouldn't be on the end of these losing efforts against loved guys. Not yet. Let's get him on the winning end. You have so many enhancement matches on this show. Let's throw Preston Vance in some of them. However, what I loved most, I will get, of course, to what I didn't like about it, but I loved that. So after this match, right? I love that, like, they tell the story throughout. Dustin Rhodes is there because you never know when the Righteous is going to strike. Now, here's where they lose me. Okay? They lose me when the Righteous plays their mind games. Now, I loved this. I loved that this happened. This was the perfect follow-up to what happened last week, where they dedicated multiple segments to having the Righteous terrorize our tag team champions and brutalize our tag team champions. So Sammy's got his match. It didn't feel like Dustin was out there because they're tag champs and because he was going to be supporting his partner. He was, but it felt like he was out there because the Righteous might strike. And it's like, come on, boys, I'm ready. I got a chair. I'm ready for you. So Sammy wins. Dustin's on the apron. And commentary puts over Dustin Rhodes continuing to stand watch. You never know when the Righteous is going to strike. Then, like, I'm talking 10, 15 seconds later, the lights go out. And we hear snaps. Snaps that, of course, we know are synonymous with the Righteous, the snaps that are a part of their entrance, the snaps they do, the snaps the crowd do, the snaps that we have come to associate 100% with the Righteous. However, commentary that just put over why Dustin was out there and how you never know when the Righteous are going to strike, commentary is acting like they have no idea what or who could be responsible. Do you hear snaps? It's not me. Is it you? It's not us, people. We don't know who's doing it. Like, what? Like what? Then you, like, hear the voice and they, like, is that who I think it is? Like, they acted so surprised. You would think the Righteous were making a return after us not seeing them for 3 months. That was so bizarre to me. And given the fact that I'm almost positive, like, a lot of what commentary does is, like post the like, it's all kind of blends in together with what they see here. So that was super weird to me, and that kind of took me out of it just a little bit, because there was no surprise about it. You knew who it was. What you didn't know what it was. You didn't know if this was an attack. You didn't know if they were coming from the crowd, were coming from the ramp, if the lights were going to go out, and they were going to, like, you didn't know what it was going to be. It turned out to be the Righteous playing mind games. Great. And I loved that. Really loved that. But the commentary just acting like we were supposed to be confused, or that we were for some reason going to think they were there clapping at their fucking desk. Like, that was so weird. I don't know whose idea it was to paint it in that way, but that was so weird. I did love that this was not the end of it. And we knew going into this show, like after this match, after this segment ends, we still do know, because the Righteous were advertised in the pre-show, that we were going to see them in action, or at least so we thought. So Righteous come out, and boom, they get attacked by the tag team champions. Going back to what I said, this was the perfect follow-up to what they did last week. The fact that once again they're dedicating multiple segments to a feud. Commentary even put over how personal this feud has gotten in such a quick time. I love that they've been able to do that. Like, it's the fact that it is for the gold, it makes it all mean so much more. And the fact that the Righteous have been Ring of Honor regulars for so long, and stayed so over, and stayed so consistent, and just felt like it was untapped potential that Ring of Honor and AEW were choosing to do nothing with. ROH should be their house to just run roughshod on and really grow as characters and as a group and as a duo. And so I love that they're going for the tag team champions so hard. I love that this feud got kicked into overdrive with Sammy and Dustin. Like, no, you guys are not about to have a match. Not the way you terrorized us. Not the way you left us laying last week. Not the way you tried to play mind games with us and try to have a gotcha moment with us earlier in the show. Absolutely not. We didn't know where you guys were till now. That's why you guys got to walk around. But as soon as they tell us, oh, it's your time to have a match, they're making your entrance. Okay, nah. We going in. Now, I can't say enough about what a great job they've really done. I worry though that, like, the match is gonna happen like next week. You know what I mean? Like, that's my only worry. Because I've seen Ring of Honor do this, and then I love a good title feud, but then they give us the title match on Ring of Honor television, and as I've said, they've proven time and time again, they don't give us title changes on Ring of Honor TV. So I'd rather you build it up to your next Ring of Honor pay-per-view, or bring it up to the next AEW pay-per-view, or bring it up to the next Dynamite or Collision or whatever. But, like, don't actually, no, I take that last part back, because I'm firmly against them constantly changing title ROH titles on AEW shows. But regardless, like, build this up for a while, make it a big match. Don't just give me this away. Excuse me. Let's get into the emergency MEM that we got from our forever women's champion, Athena. Pardon me, one sec. So yeah, Athena calling an emergency MEM. One that Billy Starks was mostly gone for, is what I noticed. Like, I didn't really see her there the entire time. She shows up late, and Athena just leaves. So interesting. We find out a little about that why, but while Athena has her meeting talking about how she did what she did, she accomplished what she accomplished, now we're moving past it, forever champion, forever. Billy Stark shows up. Athena tells Lexi to handle that, and we find out that Lexi told Billy she thought that Athena would forgive her. Apparently, she never actually talked to Athena to see if Athena would forgive Billy. Also interesting that Billy wants Athena's forgiveness. That was the eyebrow raiser for me. Not the fact that Athena walked away and was not trying to hear from Billy, not like the fact that Billy showed up to the meeting, but Billy walked out on Athena. Billy's been snapping due to the disrespect Athena's been showing her constantly, leading her to leave Athena on her own and like, nah, you got Abaddon, you got Abaddon. Do it yourself. You don't need me, you don't want me, fine. I don't know why Billy now wants Athena's forgiveness. What happened? Why are you backing down now? So that to me is a bit weird. I'm not doubting them and what they're doing because they haven't missed yet with this story. It's been building fantastic. So, and we're not ready for the Athena Billy match yet. So perhaps that's why they had to slow down a little bit. But that was just a bit off-putting to me, where I'm just kind of like, why did Billy show up for forgiveness? Either way, Billy Starks is on a minion timeout, and we're going to see what she does in timeout. We're going to see who she goes for. Probably won't be the TV champion, her championship anytime soon. We see Diamante taking down Rachel Ellering. Great match. One of the few matches where both competitors got an entrance, which is something I love to see. Rachel Ellering losing here, I do not mind, especially because I'm hoping they're still giving us that bit of a tag team or a pairing of sorts with her and Harley Cameron. I'd like to see that pairing go heel, but I could easily see that pairing go face. They kind of got an odd couple thing going here, and I'd like to see Harley Cameron bring out Rachel's inner monster, inner demon. I think Rachel's just going to make Harley more likable, and they're going to be one of those pairings. But I do think they're coming together kind of because they've both been on the losing side. Both haven't had too much to brag about. So that'll bring them together. And I think this loss to Diamante is going to be a part of it. This win for Diamante is going to be a part of her going for Red Velvet's championship. We see Red Velvet get some revenge from Diamante's last attack. And this is a match I'm looking forward to. This is a match I'm excited about. Another one that I'm scared they're just going to give us on a random Ring of Honor Thursday. And once again, I don't mind giving us title matches, but you got to change the hands once in a while so that I actually, watch it with the same urgency that I will if you make it a big match or even just put it on a Wednesday. Because like I said, with the Jericho Briscoe match, I had a big feeling that match was going the way it went solely because it was on Dynamite. And it's like, wait a minute, I think I see what they're doing here. So yeah, I like what they're doing here with Diamante, building her up. Red Velvet's not scared of any challenger, and her and Diamante have had history for a while. They've been going back and forth. So I like what they're doing here. I like this build. Keep it going. Legit Layla Hirsch back in the building. Good to see her returning from her injury. I did say last week it was a pleasant surprise to hear from her. I enjoyed her promo a lot more than I expected to, only because I feel like we don't really hear her talk too often. In the ring, out of the ring, anything like that. So good to see her back. She got a lot of time to shine here with Tina San Antonio. So this is a fun one. Legit Layla's another one I'd like to see coming for a champion. I think her and Athena would be fun. I think you got to build Legit Layla up, obviously, because at this point, anyone who you want to make believable to take down the forever champion after everyone she's beaten and just steamrolled through, you gotta build them up like they built Abaddon up for weeks, months possibly, with like combination of different things. A lot of it was Athena selling how Abaddon was having an effect on her. So we would almost need that to happen again in this case. With like Legit Layla Hirsch would somehow have to become so intimidating, so destructive, that Athena actually feels like her title, or maybe not just her title reign, maybe she gets worried that her bones are at stake. Legit Layla Hirsch could injure her, hurt her, break her ankle, something like that. That would be a fun way to see this go, I think. Definitely, I think would be a fun way to see that go for a Legit Layla Hirsch. Let's talk about something I was really a fan of this week. That is the usage of Shane Taylor Promotions. STP was used consistently throughout this program. Different different ways, and different stories progress, different aspects of Shane Taylor Promotions highlighted. I will say this one complaint, get the complaint out of the way. Where's Trish Adora? Trish Adora was like such a highlight last week. As last week, we see the infantry join STP, and we see them all come out as a full STP for infantry's match. And Trish Adora marched them out to the ring. Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty hung back like they were out with them, but they were like proud family. You know, just watching from a distance. Trish Adora was the manager that was loud, that was aggressive, that was causing the infantry to be more aggressive. She put hands on the people they were facing last week. Trish Adora was the perfect manager, and it was everything we wanted to see from her this entire time. They've kind of been playing start and stop with her in the infantry. Like, I look at her as a full member of the infantry. The infantry is the three of them. And a lot of times they just made it clear that the infantry was getting highlighted, and Trish Adora would sometimes be with them. Last week, they all matched. They all looked like a unit. And I loved the way they highlighted them. And I would have forgiven her not being there tonight had she had a match. And we got to see her come out and Shane Taylor come out with her the same way he came out with the infantry tonight. We didn't even see Trish with them later. We saw STP a few times tonight. Did not see Trish Adora once. So I do not like that. It's way too early from you joining this unit, not tag team, but this unit of the infantry with Shane Taylor Promotions. This is a big time merger. We cannot be taking breaks this soon. Trish Adora needs to be with you. With that said, this was fantastic. Love seeing Carly Bravo and Shawn Dean show a more aggressive heel side. We've been wanting to see it, and they are bringing it out. They did not hold back anything. They went all in with different offense and their new finisher. The fact that their old finisher is still in the arsenal, kind of being moved into a setup move now. That's like, these guys are just getting better and better. I love that they've added more flavor to, like, this heel persona is a real big switch for them, and they're knocking it out of the park so far. And Shane Taylor just adds so much to the unit. So love seeing the infantry get a big win here. We also saw them later because they were looking for, and it's so funny because we saw Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara get into it with the Righteous, big time brawl. They're separated. You would think if STP wanted to come for them, they could have just gotten involved then. But they didn't. Instead, they went after like 4 or 5 security guys in the back to see who would dime out that they saw Dustin Rhodes in catering. They don't follow that up with Shane Taylor Promotions going to catering looking for them. No, they just wanted a security guard to dime out that he saw them. And then they proceeded to beat up every security guard that didn't dime him out. But then, once again, they just decided to then look to the camera and deliver a message to the tag team champions. Why did you need to assault the security guards? Why did you need to involve them at all? What's the point of finding out that Dustin Rhodes is in catering? It's not like they said we seen him leave in the parking lot. They told you exactly. He told you exactly where it was. Are you looking for him? Did you really want to fight him? Or you just want? That was so funny to me. But regardless, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara have stolen property, as Shane Taylor calls it. It's not theirs. Does not belong to them. And Shane Taylor, they're tired of waiting for Dustin and Sammy to apparently just give it to him. So it looks like the new and improved infantry with Shane Taylor Promotions by their side might be coming for the tag team gold again. This time, as I said, with just a different attitude about the entire situation. And I'm here for it. I love it. I love that they're coming for all the gold. I've been saying it for a while. Shane Taylor is the perfect guy to make world champion. I'd be okay with TV champion. I would. But Shane Taylor's a perfect ROH world champion, especially given the fact that the trend has been give it to somebody that we like so much that we use him on AEW all the time, which means he can't actually show up on Ring of Honor. Shane Taylor is not one of those guys. Even when they use him on AEW TV, it's not like all of a sudden, and I don't mind it. I wish Shane Taylor was on Dynamite every week, but right now he's not. We see him on Ring of Honor way more often than anything else. So he'd be a perfect world champion. And Lee Moriarty is a fantastic pure champion. And you know what? He knows it. I love this promo. Him taking full credit for the fact that Matt Taven joined the pure division by having a pure division match last week. I love, and I spoke very highly of that last week. Love the fact that they were doing pure matches that did not involve the pure champion at all. Showcasing the division, showcasing a bit of an unofficial ranking system. Who's climbing it? We can kind of get a better idea this way. And Matt Taven is a big get. And Lee Moriarty makes it clear, like, listen, Matt Taven is in the pure division now. You're welcome. I did that. And it's going to continue. The best of the best are going to keep coming to this division because it has the best pure champion it's ever had. It has the best technical wrestler possible here. So I love that for Lee Moriarty. And I love this promo. I love the fact that it was a quick Matt Taven mention, but then moved on to being about him. You know, like it was a fun little, like, yeah, Matt Taven's coming to the pure division. You're welcome. I did that. Didn't happen before me. Probably won't happen after me. So, but then he moved on to I am the best, and I will continue to show it. And we also saw Matt Taven, and this I really love because this, like, it was, I don't remember it being really put over last week. It was just kind of, you know, Matt Taven's in the pure division. But here it was very clear. Yeah, I'm in the pure division because it's the one thing I haven't done in this entire company. I've won every other championship that they've held up in the air and said, who wants it? I've said I wanted it and I grabbed it and it was mine. Matt Taven's won every championship but this one. Matt Taven can go for Grand Slam championship status and bring it to his undisputed kingdom. That right there makes him such a believable challenger, even more so. Like, I think Matt Taven is one of the best wrestlers in the world. I really have said that, and I've had people, you know, scoff, but I really think he's just so underrated. I do. But this promo and this reshaping of the story in terms of why he's suddenly coming to the pure division when him and his stable are dealing with so much else on AEWs every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, what have you. So this promo made this story mean a lot more and let the fact be known that, yeah, Lee, I'm coming for you because you have the one thing I've never held. I want that now. And so what's going to stop Matt Taven from coming for Lee Moriarty? Probably just beating him. So once again, that makes him a very intimidating and believable challenger. And we like those. We need those, right? Those are the people we need. Believable challengers. Speaking of a believable challenger, a star was born tonight, folks. And I don't actually expect that, you know, to be the case only because not that many people watch Ring of Honor. But a star-making performance by Fancy Ryan Clancy. And no, they did not announce him as Fancy Ryan Clancy, but I had to look this guy up mid into this match because he was stealing the show. Fancy Ryan Clancy, this guy's got the goods. And like the crowd knew who he was. They were into him a little bit when it started. But like his spots got pops. Like he got popped so many times in this match. He got the crowd so hype for him. He got heat on Nick Wayne. Like the guy, the son of Christian Cage, you know what I mean? Like a guy who walked to the ring wearing Christian Cage is my father on his t-shirt. Fancy Ryan Clancy got the loudest pops of the night. This match probably got like the most crowd interaction in terms of them really getting loud for certain spots than all the whole night. Like, this was a fantastic showing for Fancy Ryan Clancy. I would love to see a lot more from him in Ring of Honor. I'd love for them to test it out and see. I mean, listen, if this was a local crowd and it was filled with a lot of people that knew him, then maybe it wouldn't carry on. But he got me popping. He got me like getting into the match a little bit more. Like, it was just so good. And it was the little things. It was everything he did. He did a great job, and I cannot stop raving about like I really want to see more of this guy. And if Ring of Honor was smart, I really hope they took note of that crowd reaction. Those things don't happen by accident. I don't care how popular the person is locally. Performances like that mean something, and I would like to see it, given the fact of how often they use enhancement talent. We see a lot of the same enhancement talent used. There's no reason this guy doesn't get a call back. But Nick Wayne, we knew, and during the match, like, there were spots where I was really like, yo, they should have Ryan Clancy win. And obviously we knew Nick Wayne was going to win, because he's more of a staple. This is their Ring of Honor match. Ring of Honor is kind of used as Nick Wayne's like Sunday Night Heat. You know, this is where he gets to win. And on AEW television is kind of where we see him with Christian. You know, he's part of that. But this is where he gets to shine as a real wrestler, as a real threat, I should say. But yeah, we knew they got to keep him strong because it does have a big match coming up against AR Fox. Before I get into that one, let's talk real quick about Tomohiro Ishii defeating Aaron Solo. I want to bring this up in particular because I love Ishii, and it does seem like he's the one taking on Chris Jericho for the title. So I'm glad that at the very least, the guy they want us to believe could potentially be the next world champion, they're showing him in Ring of Honor. We're getting him here. We're getting him in matches. We're seeing him kick ass and show that if champion, maybe, just maybe, he'll come to the show. You know what I mean? Also, Aaron Solo, he's one of my, I think he's so underrated. Like, he's been doing this for a while, and I've been watching him get so much better this year in particular. Like, he's really growing. So I wanted to give Aaron Solo a shout out before we move on to the main event. Actually, wait, shit. I'm silly. The main event was Shibata and the Butcher, and Butcher looks fantastic. Fantastic. Like, it's weird. I can tell that he's gained weight. He used to be like 6-pack abs, and now he's got a little bit more to him, but he still looks like really good. No, like, am I crazy? Like, we haven't seen him in a while, and maybe it's just because we just seen his face now. But the Butcher, I've always thought Butcher's another one just so underrated, so underutilized. Him and the Blade, I think, are one of the better tag teams to never win the AEW tag team goals. They've been there since pretty much the start. So Butcher's always been underutilized for me, but good to see him get a Ring of Honor main event. You knew when he was taking on the wrestler, you knew how this was going to go. This was a send the crowd home happy match, you know, a little shout for the conglomeration. This was what it was, and was a fun main event, but I was just happy to see the Butcher. I did want to talk last about this one. This was the main event in my eyes. AR Fox taking on, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so silly. AR Fox taking on Josh Woods, who, of course, was with Smart Mark Sterling and Aria Davari, the premier athletes. Let's talk about the premier athletes. I've been complaining for a while that, like, they don't really, like, it seemed like they were going to use the premier athletes the right way. It seemed like they were actually pushing these guys towards becoming champions, towards being used to the potential. It really seemed like they were going to push them as premier athletes. And on a show like Ring of Honor that does have enhancement matches all the time, it's easier to give somebody a winning streak at Ring of Honor than anywhere else within the company shows. And yet it's constantly just losing. We see these guys lose all the time, and I've been very critical of it because I don't understand it. I'll say this, and I don't know if it was just this crowd, and I don't know if it would have happened regardless, but I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to see it. because all of a sudden the premier athletes are super fucking over as heels. The crowd is loud for them the entire time. The crowd was loud for this match start to finish, but it wasn't a lot of AR Fox chants. I'm a huge AR Fox fan, so I would have loved to hear that. I wish that was what happened. And if they would bring in the Skulk for AR Fox, it would happen. But the fact is, the crowd was all over Josh Woods the entire time, all over the athletes. Smart Mark starts them out saying, when we say, Premier, you say athletes suck. Like, they love it, but then they're doing it with themselves. Like, they're starting it amongst each other. They're making sure the entire time that the Premier athletes hear that they think they suck. They get such great heel heat. Best heel heat of this show happened via the Premier athletes. Now, once again, would this have happened regardless? Could these same reactions have happened if Smart Mark cut these same promos he's always been cutting, but then his guys actually got some wins? I wonder. But I do know it's more fun to yell to a wrestler that they suck when, even though they don't actually suck, they lose all the time. Like when Smart Mark is constantly trying to get the crowd to join him and talking about how great they are. It's great that they're responding by saying you suck and they can't actually dispute it. Because, oh shit, we do kind of suck, don't we? No, I don't suck. I'm going to show you. And then he loses again. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe the losing streak, maybe there's a method to the madness. I don't really think so. I don't really want to give credit to the booking of this because I always think there's better ways to get people, especially heels, over than losing streaks or just, making the managers delusional when they talk so much shit and they still get the L's. But it's working. Like I said, I'm going to take it more as these guys are making chicken cordon bleu when all they're giving is chicken shit. That's how I'm going to take it. They're making the best of the situation. But either way, the Premier athletes are over like Rover. And that's a perfect set of heels that you can put up against anyone. And this crowd's going to stay hot for that match. After the match, after AR Fox gets the big win, we knew it was going to happen because he's, of course, got a big match coming up this week on Collision. Nick Wayne attacks. That's right. And I like this for a couple of reasons. I like this, because I love when they do stuff like that progresses a storyline. We saw them both here on the same show tonight. If this match is big, if this mini feud rivalry is personal, if this match is going to be personal, then the truth is, yeah, one of them should want to get it on right now, and it should be the heel, Nick Wayne. Also, what I love is is a fun follow-up to what they did last night on Dynamite, where Christian is now teasing a bit of dissension for him and Nick Wayne in terms of him favoring Kip Sabian now, Kip Sabian being his new son. So we got that small hint, that small tease on Dynamite. This is technically the follow-up to that, even though they don't usually do it like that. But this is technically the follow-up. So this is Nick Wayne showing the fiery side, the aggressive side, showing that don't turn your back on me. I will leave you laying. Hopefully, maybe he's thinking this is going to make my dad proud. This is going to make my father proud. So I love the fact that this is how this ended. It does make me think AR Fox is going to win, which I didn't think before the attack. But I'm definitely looking forward to that match. And if AR Fox does win, I'm going to pop like a motherfucker because I think AR Fox is so underutilized. Like, he can be so valuable. And Tony knows this because we saw how we brought him in originally with Swerve and everyone. So I don't really get that aspect. But we'll see. This was a great way to use him and Nick Wayne on tonight's show. Once again, I really did think this was a great show. I don't always say that about the entire show as a whole. Obviously, I had my ups and my downs, my pros and my cons. But they did a lot of what we want to see from them. The wrestling's always top-notch. That's never a complaint. We hardly, but we got a lot of storytelling. We got a lot of story progression. We got plenty of promos. We got plenty of matches. Everything you need. So hopefully they keep it up next week. I'd be willing to let them stop with the classic throwback matches. I don't really need them, especially if they're giving us like without that, I think it would have been like an hour 30 show. That's not bad. I'm okay with that. Either way, guys, thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I will see you next week, same time, same place. Never forget, you guys are the best. I'm just trying to be like you, and I'm not just a smart mark. I'm a heel.